Hi, do you have information about open adoption? Do you always wonder what is open adoption, what it means to you, what it means to your child, the birth mother? This is a really important topic because adoption has changed in the last 20, 30 years, and what adoption was before is completely different than it is now. We're actually going back to more of the times that you see, 100 years ago when people knew about adoption, and there was kinship adoption, friendship adoptions, even back to the Bible times. But I want to share with you today a little bit about open adoption. An open adoption can be three different things: open adoption, semi-open adoption, and there's closed adoption, which is becoming very far less the preferred adoption, because in closed adoptions it's really going to harm most people. And so we're finding that open adoption, semi-open adoption are what people are going to right now, and especially with birth mothers. They're wanting to know they made the right decision. And this can be anything from just letters and photographs to ongoing contact. And not to be fearful about it. There's a lot written about open adoption. I've written a lot of books on open adoption too. And you can find them on Amazon and different websites. Adoption, Your Step-by-Step Guide is one of the books I'd recommend. And my new book coming out, calltoadoption.com. It's called Call to Adoption. It's a brand new book out. But you want to really feel good about the adoption. I found that open adoption for me took a while to really embrace. When I wanted to adopt, I really just wanted someone to drop a baby off in a basket, bundled up, and ring my doorbell, and I would open the door and swoop the baby up, and I would become a mother. And after I started reading and speaking to other people, I realized that, I wanted to know more about my child, where they came from, about their birth mother, the reasons behind, and also that my child may someday ask about those questions, and I want to be able to answer that. I didn't want to say, oh, I was too scared back then, or I didn't care, or it wasn't important to me. So I think it's extremely important you learn as much as you can about adoption, open adoption, and speak to people that have adopted in the last 5, 10 years. And this is one reason we have teleconferences that you can attend about open adoption, so you can learn about what it's like and dismiss some of the fears you have on it. It's not co-parenting. Birth parents want to know they made the right decision so they can go on with their life. And you want to have information regarding health and social and the background of your child. I know with one of my children that they are very musical because their whole biological family is very musical. That was really important to me because I was able to facilitate that in that child's life, that they had musical instruments when they were growing up to decide what they wanted to do, and that their voice came not from me but from their biological family. So that's important. Also, any health concerns and issues, if you have an open adoption, you have more opportunities to find out about that. One of our adopted parents found out when their child was 5 years old, the birth mother's family was filled with all kind of uterine cancer. If they had not had an open adoption, they would have never been able to be in contact with that. So now they're able to monitor their child as she gets into the puberty and older ages, to make sure that she is monitored for any type of cancer, because all the women in her biological family have that. So very, very important. We also had another family that had no contact with their biological family, their birth family, and found out they needed a bone marrow, and it was horrid because they did not have contact with the birth family, chose not to have that, ignored it, and could not locate them. And that was devastating not only to the Lifetime staff but also to the adoptive family too, because they didn't have contact. And I'm sure that if the birth mom had known, she would have stepped up right away to help with that family. So again, there are many reasons that we don't think about and staying in contact with the birth family. Again, you live your life, you become the parent, you become the one that decides on the education and how this child's going to be raised, but it's the factor that this child has a biological family and will always have that biological family. You are the mother, you are the father, but they have this biological root. Without birth parents, we would not be mommies and daddies, and I'll never forget that for one day. I'm still the mommy, and I still love my children dearly, and they had birth parents at the very beginning, and they loved them too. So I hope this helps you a little bit with open adoption. Stay tuned. We'll give you more information and tips that can help you through your adoption. Bye-bye now.